Hello my loves, welcome to another weekly vlog. My name is Lottie if you're new here. If you're not, thank you so much for coming back and being with me today. Grab your drinks because we are about to do a little tour of the house that I grew up in. So this week's vlog is going to be undoubtedly a little bit shorter than my usual regular vlogs. My regular vlogs are around the 20 to 40 minute mark, and this one is gonna be a lot shorter. I'm fully aware of that, but we are having a trip down memory lane. We are visiting my childhood home. I moved in as a child with my parents. We have been through parents splitting up, me moving out, my brother moving out, my mum's partner moving in. We have had nieces and nephews brought up there. My kids have been there their entire life, and there are stories and memories. Where we're going first is we're going to look at the house tour, which I have done a voiceover for. It is quite a short part of the vlog, really. It's only about 7 minutes long, and after that point I will go back and give you some memories from that house. There's been 30 years of memories, so we won't get through that many in this tiny little vlog, but we're going to do that right now. I hope you enjoy the little house tour. Yeah, and see where I grew up. The house has changed so much, so it's not really like stepping back in time. It's such a weird concept, because once I moved out when I was almost 19, or just about to turn 19, when I went to university, and I didn't go back. But after that point the house has changed so much. The kitchen's been changed, the bathroom, the living room, the conservatory and the dining room got a remodel, and it's a full proper extension now, so it does not actually look visually like the place that I grew up. So yeah, this video is how it looks today, and if I can find, I don't think I've got any, I'm just trying to think if I've got any pictures of that house, and I'm not sure that I do. So I was going to say I'll put some pictures on the insert about here-ish if I find anything that you can kind of compare it to, but I genuinely don't think, definitely not to hand, and I might not have enough time to dig them all out now. If I find anything, I'll have a quick rummage, and if I find anything I will put some side-by-sides of what it did look like and what it looks like now. It's a good house. I have lots of memories in it, both good, bad, and everything in between, as you do when you are growing up. It's not a straightforward journey, is it? So anyway, enjoy the house tour, and I will see you back here very shortly, and I will tell you some of my favourite memories of growing up in that house with my mum and my brother. Welcome to my childhood home. I moved in here with my brother, my mum and my dad when I was 7 years old. A little bit later on, when I was a teenager, my mum and my dad split up, so we have memories of that from here too. And we've got all the memories that came in between. The garden was very different there. There used to be a little fenced grass lawn area at the front. My mum recently changed that. I say recently, over the last 10 years has changed so much on this house. So as we go inside, we are in the hallway, where we all just used to dump our shoes by the front door and trip over them, regardless of them being there every day. This is a kitchen. It was a very 90s looking pine kitchen for the longest time, but my mum had it all updated a couple of years ago, so within the last 5 to 10 years so much has been done on this house. It is not the same place where I grew up, but it's still got the same feel. The living room, I used to sit in the corner in my armchair by the window, watching the world go by and watching Charmed on the TV when I came in from school in sixth form, and all the good stuff on the TV on the 90s and early 2000s. This is the dining room, now the extension, which makes an absolute brilliant space. But we've got so many good memories in there from where we used to host little family gatherings and parties for people's anniversaries and birthdays. When we turn around just now, there's a little cupboard in the corner, so not the small one but the one with the taller doors. That's where we used to keep our family computer, and I spent hours on MSN and playing things like The Sims and Lara Croft Tomb Raider, can't forget that one. The bathroom's changed so much. It used to be a seafoam green colour with a bath and a pine panel on the side, and a little airing cupboard in the corner. This little room is where we just chucked all our coats and shoes, and it was always a bit chaotic, and that little box on the wall there was an alarm system. It's now non-existent, doesn't work, it needs removing, but I remember the code to this day because I used to forget that all the time when I was younger and get locked out of the house because I couldn't remember how to turn the alarm off. So I go up the stairs and we're just going to go to the right. Here is my mum's room. Now my mum's room is really cool because you'll see in a second, but we go through that little white door and it's a walk-in wardrobe, but there's a see-through like a little hidey hole door in the wardrobe to some extra storage space. And we won the best games of hide and seek back here when we were very young. You'll see what I mean when I open the cupboard door. So imagine this being absolutely chocked full of clothes and you're hiding in that little tiny room at the back there. There's just no way that anyone's going to find you. That was hands down the best hiding space ever. I never told my kids about that. I don't think they knew that. So this will be fun for them to kind of look back on and realise that they've missed out on the best hiding spot in the house. And you can see out into the garden. It's so gorgeous at the moment with all the flowers out. But I used to have my rabbits run around in the back garden. Sasha and Tico and Dylan after those two was always nice. Down the little hallway to what was my brother's old room. That hallway initially wasn't there. There used to be a door through his room into my room, so he used to have to walk through my room to get to his bedroom, which was awful. Could you imagine a prepubescent teenage girl where a brother had to walk through the door to get to his own room? It was horrible. So my parents quickly changed that when we first kind of got settled. So all the stuff in the room is actually from the new owners. My mum had let them put their things in whilst they were packing up and moving that day, and they'd been a couple of times and put their things in. But this is my room. I used to have my bed in that corner where those boxes were, and I used to wake up every morning, pull the curtains back to see what kind of day it was, and peep out the window and see what was going on in the world. Before I moved out eventually. But yeah, it looks so different to what it used to look like. All that paved area down there, that was all grass before, and it had this small little board around the outside, so they've done a really brilliant job with the front garden more recently, the last 10 years maybe. So yeah, it was really weird to go around that room when it was empty. So yeah, that was my teenage room. And the last time I've been in there. Bye room. Shutting the door for the last time. So we had a picnic with Mum in the conservatory style extension. You can see the kids munching on the sandwiches and messing around. And there's Izzy, that's my mum's dog. She's looking rather old these days. So we just enjoyed that, and then we helped to put the rest of the things in the back. And here I'm just going to show you a quick snippet of the back garden from the outside view. Like I say, it looks so different. We did not have a gate there for the longest time, but the rabbits used to stay in the garage in the daytime, and then I put them in the garden. Stay in the garage at night time, and then put them in the garden. And there's been countless times they tried to escape. Here is Izzy, finding it very difficult to leave the house. So this is then just before Mum set off to Northumberland, and Izzy was very confused. So there, the kids are trying to persuade Izzy to get in Nana's car. Like, come on, Izzy, let's go. And there she is. Off she drives, Northumberland bound. And I shouldn't have done it, but I tried very sneaky to do a 2-second clip from the roadside of the house before we drove off for the last time. Bye, house. Thank you for watching my mini house tour. That was where I grew up from the age of 7 right until I left home, which was probably when I was about 18, 19. I never moved back in after going to uni, so I literally moved out when I went to halls of residence and then never went back, other than for like holidays at the time of being at uni. But yeah, that was where I grew up. Every single corner of the house holds some specific memory for me. So in the living room, I used to sit in a single armchair right by the window with my book or drawing or writing, watching everyone go by. I wrote a novel when I was about 12, sat right there in that armchair. I'd love to get hold of that manuscript now. I have no idea where it is, but I would love to get back and be able to read like over what I'd put. It would be probably quite funny to see what 12-year-old me was writing at the time. I have memories of being in the dining room, or what was the dining room, now the conservatory / extension, in that little computer cupboard. It wasn't a computer cupboard just before they moved, it was a bar, it was like a little mini bar set up in there. But we used to keep our family computer in there, and I know I'd mentioned Lara Croft Tomb Raider and The Sims on my voiceover, but I also remember playing something called Creatures. I'm sure it's called Creatures or Creatures 2, and you had little eggs, and you had to hatch the eggs, and they were these little mammal monster type things, and you had to raise them, so feed them and care for them and all the rest of it. Tell me if you remember that game. Does anybody else remember that game, or have I just completely made it up? I don't know. I remember having a lot of hours on there though, and talking to friends on MSN Messenger, and going on MySpace when that was a thing. Do you remember MySpace? And people of my age will remember MySpace, and having like your favourite song as the background for your profile, and having your top 8 friends in your little friend list. It's crazy. So many dramas broke out on MySpace, I remember. I did my best to stay clear of most of them. I was never up for drama, but there was always drama. There was always drama as a teenager. I watched so much 90s TV and early noughties TV in that house alone when I was coming home from sixth form and I was the first one back in the house. I spent hours locked outside that house for losing my keys or not picking them up first thing in the morning because I got myself to school and got myself home from school. And if I didn't have my keys, I would either have to sit in the garden or go to a neighbour's house, which I hated doing. Not that there was anything wrong with the neighbours are lovely and still are. Hello neighbours. But we definitely spend a lot of time sat on the driveway on the wall waiting for someone to come and let us in, or I would wait for my brother to come let me in if he had his key. And this is all like really before we started getting mobile phones, or as we just started getting mobile phones. So maybe I had a phone and he didn't just have one. He's a couple of years younger than me. He got one a little bit later than what I did. So it's not something like I couldn't call him or I couldn't call my parents because I was literally stuck outside the house with no phone and no way to contact anyone. So yeah, lots of time on the doorstep. I also remember coming in from nights out in that house. So like when I first go out and start drinking with my friends, I'd be rocking up. The rule in my house was you're home before midnight or just don't come home, go stay at a friend's house, whatever. And I remember getting a taxi home and it was supposed to be there on time, which would have got me back to the house on time. but didn't quite make it. So I spent the next 10 minutes trying to get into the house silently, but as a drunken 17-year-old, silent is not really possible. It just isn't. 6-inch heels and a key that you can't fit in a keyhole because you're swaying to and fro, and every time you hit the door handle you're telling the key to shh, and then laughing at yourself is not silent. So I got in trouble a few times at that house as well. Yeah, lots and lots of memories in that house. And since that point, like all those teenage memories, I have memories of going back for Christmases while I was at university. I'd come home for a few weeks whilst we were on break and enjoy some time with family, a new family at that point, because my mum had just met her partner, and he had kids similar age to us, has kids, which I now call my brother and my sister. But we were just kind of meeting each other at that point. But that house holds all those memories, and then obviously nieces that came along, and my kids. As you can imagine, not an easy thing to say goodbye to that house. It holds so many memories. So yeah, that was nostalgic to go say bye and think of all the memories that we held there and everything that's gone on and everything that's gone on since moving there, and just all of it. It's harder than I thought it would be to say goodbye to the house. Yeah, anyway, so kind of hard to say goodbye to the house, and it makes me feel very nostalgic. Anyway, in other news, we are nearly over the half-term holiday. I don't know if I mentioned it in the last vlog, but we have had essentially a week and a half off. So the kids broke up not last Thursday, the Thursday before. So instead of breaking up on the Friday, they broke up on the Thursday, and they go back this week, but they don't go back till Wednesday. So they've essentially had a week and 3 days in total, and I think it's just been about teacher training and all the rest of it. So they're going back on Wednesday, and then a couple of days after that we are going to Scotland. So when the next vlog goes live, we will be on holiday, and I cannot wait. We are going to stay in a treehouse in a forest in Scotland, and it is going to be delightful. I cannot wait to get away. We are celebrating Rob's birthday, and that's going to be the next vlog, the birthday vlog, which will be good. This weekend we already started the celebrations. We celebrated with his twin brother and his family, so my sister-in-law and my nephews. We went to Mother Shipton's cave, and it was lovely. It was just such a nice day out. The company was lovely. The kids, they played together so nicely and they had a blast. And the cave was actually interesting, and lots of little folklore things about it as well, so that was really nice to kind of look round and be a part of. And we had a picnic, and nothing went right on the picnic, so I'd taken a cake and candles and matches but forgot the knife, so we ended up having to cut the cake with a piece of cardboard. And then I bought a bottle of Prosecco to take on our picnic with us, and I'd done a food order the night before, and I'd used like a delivery food order. So this bottle of Prosecco arrived with the food order the night before, and it still had the security tag on. So we ended up in Knaresborough, sat on a picnic with a bottle of Prosecco with the security tag still on. It looked like I'd nicked the bottle, but I promise you I hadn't stolen anything, and it was literally just Tesco's fault for not taking the tags off things. It was still drinkable though, and it was very enjoyable. We had ice cream whilst we were there, and their speciality is actually a black vanilla ice cream, which is delicious by the way, but it stains, so don't drip it down your white top like I did. I mean, thankfully it looked like an ink blot rather than ice cream, so you know, it didn't look too bad, and my top had black bits on anyway, so I'm just going to claim that it was part of the design and we'll just leave it as that. I did try and cover it up with my bag for the rest of the day, but the kids had such a good time and we had a good time. I'm hoping my sister-in-law and brother-in-law had a really nice time as well, because that was our little celebration. The lads got to exchange presents before we went, so they did that. And yeah, the rest of the weekend we spent catching up on sleep, because I don't know about you, I don't know if it's been the weather, but I've been struggling with sleep recently. I've had some really bad nights and I am finding that I am not sleeping very well at night time, but then when I finally do get to sleep, I'm out cold and I don't want to get up in the morning, which is going to have to change like tomorrow morning and the morning after, because I need to get back into a routine of waking up at a decent time. Not that I will getting up too late or anything, but it doesn't help, does it, when you wake up times all over the place. So yeah, that's been a thing. I finally finished Nana and Grandad. Brilliant novel, absolutely fantastic. The ending was, I do remember it because, like I said, I think I've mentioned before that I watched the film when it came out years ago. So I kind of had an inkling of what the ending would be, but it carries on after the point of the film, and you kind of see the other lives, the stories of the other lives that you've kind of been following, and a little bit more of a resolution from them, and like life still goes on almost after the event at the end. But I don't feel like, I feel like the ending could have been just that ending abruptly and then left alone. I don't feel like it needed the additional bit for the other characters, if that makes sense. I'm trying not to give too much away. Again, I hate talking about books because I am so conscious that people might not want any clue as to what's gone on and might want to read it for themselves. So, read Nana and Grandad, it's worth the time. I was dreading reading this one. I was dreading it and anticipating it with excitement in equal measures, because it's such a long book and I didn't think my attention would hold, but because I listened to it on Audible, I found that I could concentrate on it and I did follow the stories. I won't be able to tell you any of the characters' names, but I've got a really good recollection of what happened and the events that ran through it, the themes of it, all the rest of it. But I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to give that away, because that's half the fun of reading the book to start with. I'm going to have to work on getting my descriptions better of things that I've read. That is something that I have to work on. But yes, read Nana and Grandad because it is beautiful. I've also picked up Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace, which is another huge epic. And I might not read that this year. It was going to go on my summer TBR list. But in all honesty, I am feeling like I'm running behind with that 50 book goal for the year. And I'm going to have to read some shorter ones to make up the numbers. So War and Peace might not make it to the list this year, and that might be a next year read, but I have War and Peace to read now. I have started Anne of Avonlea, which was my final spring book from my spring TBR. I'm about halfway through, so I'll have that finished and sorted before officially summer starts. So 21st of June, which is this month because we are in June now. So yeah, reading is going good. I'm listening to an Agatha Christie book on Audible at the moment and reading Anne of Avonlea. And I have got a whole host of ideas of what is going on my summer TBR list, but I'm just finalising that, but I will share that with you soon. Yeah, we're going to leave it here today. I'm not going to get carried away with myself because it is about 20 to 5 and I do need to go feed the hordes downstairs. So I'm going to go do that. Thank you so much for taking a trip down memory lane with me and for sharing an emotional journey, because it's been emotional. I try not to cry too much, but I am such an emotional person that I can't help it. So thanks for bearing with me. I hope you enjoyed my little tour of the house and my obvious distraction techniques right at the end of the video, so I didn't cry too much. I will try my best to edit any crying out. just thank you. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being here with me for this roller coaster, total roller coaster of what is life. We have got some big battles coming up. I took it upon myself to fight the decision for the holiday refusal, so I'm getting Sendy ass involved, but more on that in another vlog, because now is not the time to discuss that. We are very much ready for a holiday, which is creeping up very slowly. So the next couple of days I'm going to be running around and filming little bits that I'm doing for Rob's birthday, and filming things that I am getting ready for our holiday in Scotland, and hopefully I'll share a little bit of Scotland with you, but maybe not too much, because it's a family holiday and I really want to be present and in the moment for that. I will take some little snippets of what we're doing and where we're at, but most of it will be a private affair, which is exactly how I want our holiday to be. In the meantime, I hope you have the most loveliest, relaxing week. All those parents who are having their kids back at school this week, enjoy that quiet 5 minutes that you didn't have last week. And I will see you very soon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one.